guys! Welcome to my class. Our topic for today is about geometric proof. You're going to learn it here the easy way. In case you are new to my channel, please subscribe so that you will be kept updated on the next math lesson. Then, like and share so that you can also help other students. We are going to learn today how to prove a conjecture using a paragraph proof. And we are going to learn also how to prove a conjecture using a two-column proof. Let us discuss first what are the two types of reasoning. The first one is inductive reasoning. It makes broad generalization from specific observations. Basically, there is a data, then conclusions are drawn from the data. The second type of reasoning is deductive reasoning. It is a valid reasoning that starts out from a general statement and examines the possibilities to reach a specific conclusion. Proof is evidence that was derived from the set of statements which demonstrates that the given data is correct. Let us study the different types of proof. A paragraph proof is a logical proof written in a paragraph form to give evidence on how to arrive at a conclusion. Informal proof are sets of the proofs that are not expressed in any formal language. While formal proofs are assignments of meanings to the symbols, and truth values the sentences of a formal system in showing how you can derive the proof of the statement. The two-column proof, which is our main lesson, is the method we use to present a logical reasoning using a table with two columns. The important information or data is given to help in starting the proof and usually the beginning of the proof. Theorem is a general hypothesis usually not self-evident but demonstrated by a chain of logical reasoning. Let us work on this example so that you will be guided. Write the justification of each steps. You can see from the diagram above that AC is equal to AB plus BC. What is the justification of this statement? On that account, that is the segment addition postulate. Let us substitute all the values of the segments below. AC, which is equal to 8x minus 5, AB is equal to 2x minus 1, and BC is equal to 3x plus 2. Correspondingly, we can come up with the equation 8x minus 5 is equal to 2x minus 1 and close with a parenthesis plus 3x plus 2 and close with a parenthesis. That is the substitution property of equality. Appropriately, after the substitution property of equality, we can come up with 8x minus 5 equal to 5x plus 1. The justification of the statement is simplified. I am going to explain you why it is simplified. We are going to combine all the like terms on the right side of the equation, and it will give us 8x minus 5 is equal to 2x plus 3x and close with a parenthesis plus 2 minus 1 and close with a parenthesis. Afterwards, we can work on the like terms, and it will give us 2x plus 3x is 5x, while 2 minus 1 is 1. Accordingly, it will give us the equation 8x minus 5 is equal to 5x plus 1. Right after that, it will give us 8x is equal to 5x plus 6. That is the addition property of equality. I am going to explain why it becomes addition property of equality. From the equation 8x minus 5 is equal to 5x plus 1, we are going to add 5 on both sides of the equation. Accordingly, we can cancel out the 5 on the left side, and it will give us 8x is equal to 5x plus 6. That is why it is addition property of equality, because you add 5 on both sides of the equation. After the addition property of equality, we can come up with 3x is equal to 6, which is the subtraction property of equality. Let me explain you why it is subtraction property of equality. From the equation 8x is equal to 5x plus 6, we can subtract 5x on both sides of the equation, and we can cancel out 5x on the right side of the equation. This will give us 8x minus 5x, and it is equal to 3x. We can bring down the 6. Accordingly, it will become 3x is equal to 6. Therefore, it is subtraction property of equality because we subtract 5x on both sides of the equation. Then, it will give us x is equal to 2. This is the division property of equality. Let me explain why it becomes division property of equality. From the equation 3x is equal to 6, we're going to divide both sides by 3. And we can cancel out the 3 on the left side, which will leave us x is equal to 6 divided by 3. Therefore, x is equal to 2. That is why it is division property of equality because we divided 3 on both sides of the equation. Consequently, we have justified all the steps of the given equation. On this account, we have already learned how to prove conjecture using a paragraph proof. Now, let us study how to prove a conjecture using a two-column proof. Let us move to the proof process. The first one is given. Then, you are going to hypothesize. Afterwards, you can make your statements and reason. The last one, you can prove that all your statements are correct. Let us work on this example so that you will be guided. Refer to the figure. If the measure of angle D is equivalent to the measure of angle C, write a paragraph proof to show that the measure of angle A is equivalent to the measure of angle B. Let us draw a two-column proof to show our statement and reasons. From the figure on the left, the measure of angle A plus the measure of angle D is equivalent to 180 degrees. That is the definition of supplementary angles. However, there is another supplementary angle from the figure. Correspondingly, the measure of angle B plus the measure of angle C is equal to 180 degrees. That is also supplementary, right? From the statement above, the measure of angle D is equal to the measure of angle C, which is given. Statement number 2 was proven in statement number 1. The measure of angle D is equal to the measure of angle C. Therefore, we can just substitute. And we can come up with the measure of angle A is also equal to the measure of angle B. Since both angles have a total of 180 degrees, so we can just substitute. Consequently, we can write the measure of angle A is equal to the measure of angle B. And we arrive on that by substitution. Therefore, we can write that the measure of angle A is equal to the measure of angle B, which is the definition of congruent angles. Let us work on another example so that you can understand it well. From the figure, it is given that line X is parallel to line Y. We are going to prove that the measure of angle A plus the measure of angle C is equivalent to 180 degrees. Let us draw a two-column proof so that we can construct our statement and reasons. Let us start with a given reason. Line X is parallel to line Y. Then, let us start to construct our statement so that we can arrive with a proof that the measure of angle A plus the measure of angle C is equal to 180 degrees. From the figure, you can see that the measure of angle B plus the measure of angle C is equal to 180 degrees. That is linear pair or supplementary angle. Let us refer to the figure again. You can see that angle A is equal to angle B. That is corresponding angle. Therefore, since they are corresponding angle, the measure of angle A is equal to the measure of angle B, which is the definition of congruent angles. Since the measure of angle A is equal to angle B, we can substitute angle B with angle A on equation 2. And it will give us the measure of angle A plus the measure of angle C is equal to 180 degrees. That is substitution. Therefore, we have come up with a statement to prove that the measure of angle A plus the measure of angle C is equal to 180 degrees. And through substitution, from the figure on the right, it is given that line X is perpendicular to line Y. We're going to prove that the angle A and angle C are a linear pair of congruent angles. Let us draw a two-column proof so that we can construct our statement and reasons. Let us start our statement with the given. Line X is perpendicular to line Y. You can see from the figure that the measure of angle A is 90 degrees, and the measure of angle C is also 90 degrees. Consequently, that is the definition of perpendicular angles. Appropriately from the given measure, angle A is congruent to angle C, and that is the definition of congruent angles. You can see from the figure that if we are going to add the measure of angle A plus the measure of angle C, it will give us 180 degrees. That is addition property of equality. Since angle A and angle C lies on a straight line, the angle of a straight line is 180 degrees. On that account, angle A and angle C are linear pair, which is exactly the definition of linear pair. Hence, from the given statement line X is perpendicular to line Y, we have come up to prove that angle A and angle C are linear pair. Correspondingly, we have met our goal for today's lesson. We have learned how to prove a conjecture using a paragraph proof, and we have learned also how to prove a conjecture using a two-column proof. Just remember the proof process. You're going to start with the given, then hypothesize. Afterwards, draw the statement and reason, and you can prove all your statements. To wrap it up, always start your statement with the given. Then, construct your statement one by one on how are you going to arrive to the proof. Just refer to the diagram or figure that is given and it will direct you to the statement that you are going to prove. It is easy. To conclude our lesson for today, I want you to always remember what His Highness Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan, may his soul rest in peace, wrote for us. Education is like a lantern which lights your way in a dark alley. Sheikh Zayed wrote and left this quote for us so that the youth will always remember the importance of education. The genuine concern of Sheikh Zayed for his nation will always remain, as this quote will handed down from generation to generation. And to encapsulate our lesson for today, I want you to always remember that life is a math equation. You cannot get the most of it if you cannot convert the negatives into positive. I do hope you have learned a lot for today's topic and you find it easy. Okay? Till next math lesson. Bye-bye!